Hey guys, my name is Ryan Harville and I am a senior and wedding photographer. Today what we're going to be discussing is how I successfully became a full-time photographer in a small town. I've been photographing for roughly 5+ years now, and I'm ready to start teaching you guys how to do it. And the purpose of this video is to hopefully inspire you or just to offer a little bit of insight of what it's like to do this full-time. So to preface this video, before we start, running your own business is definitely not for everybody. I believe everybody can do it, but I don't think it's for everybody. However, I'm going to be telling you a couple things about myself that'll hopefully help you out. I am the first entrepreneur in my family that I'm aware of, and I have ADD, and those things together make it really, really hard. However, I learned how to do it, so I know you can do it. So it all started in 2018 when a friend of mine reached out to me and said, "Hey Ryan, can you shoot our wedding for us?" And I said, "Yeah, just give me maybe $300 and I'll shoot the whole thing." And I just remember that day being a lot of fun. So fast forwarding to 2019, I landed a job as a junior carpet designer. And this job was great. It had benefits, it had security, it had a paycheck coming in every single month. It had a good community of people, and it was honestly one of my favorite places that I've ever worked. So why in the world would I leave safety and consistent payment and benefits for what I do now? Even though it was an amazing place to work, I am not a good employee. Oftentimes I found myself kind of pacing around and thinking to myself, getting lost in my thoughts and kind of forgetting the task at hand, because most 9-to-5 jobs, 8-to-5, whatever it is, have the same task every single day. And I noticed that I started like pacing around. I started to not really pay attention to my work. I wasn't as dedicated towards the end of the year like I did when at the beginning. So during the time that I was working, I was thinking about, well, what am I gonna do in the future? I need to think about something that's gonna make me a lot of money really quick, because I'm tired of doing the hourly thing. I'm tired of doing the consistent pay. Like, I want to make my own money. I know that this is just a ceiling, and then I need to remove it so I can make as much as I can. And I started thinking about things like drop shipping and stocks and all sorts of things, Amazon fulfillment, or whatever. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I was just trying to think outside of the box. Like, what can I do that's gonna be fulfilling? Did it just get super dark in here? So as I was looking through these different avenues, I realized I was not passionate about any of them. I didn't really care about dropshipping or anything like that. I just kept going back to thinking about the wedding that I did and how much fun I had. And then one day, something scary happened. One night when I went to bed, I woke up at about 2 in the morning in a full panic. My body started to completely freak out because it suddenly decided to realize that one day I am not going to be here. None of us are going to be here, and my journey is going to come to an end. And even though like I knew that this whole time, like I knew obviously we're not going to make it. Like, if we're lucky, we'll live like 65, 70 years, and then that's it. Like, we get one of these things. But for some reason, my body that day when I was 29 years old just decided to freak out and realize, yo, we got to do something now. We're not going to be here forever. And when this happened, this was the turning point. This was the turning point. That's when I realized I have got to do something else. I've got to do something that I love. So here's what I did. Since I knew that this job was going to be temporary, and I knew this was going to be the last one that I ever worked, I decided to save up every dollar that I could. So my plan was to save up as much money as I could so I would have money for 2 years worth of expenses plus an emergency fund. So before I left, what I did was I purchased a camera. I bought the Sony a7 III, and I bought 2 lenses. I just slowly built my portfolio while I was there. That way when I made the jump, it wouldn't be so drastic. And I left, and that was the last real job I ever had. Right as I decided to leave, I had about 3 or 4 months of peace, and then COVID. And the ironic part is my job was safe, but now I'm not. This really made me feel doubtful. This really made me feel insecure. Like I just made the stupidest decision of my life. And I was so embarrassed to tell my friends and family what I had done. So anyways, now we're in the thick of it. It's 2020. Everything has gone to complete shit. Everybody's taken the toilet paper. There is no more toilet paper. It's gone. Hand sanitizer is, don't even talk about hand sanitizer. And like I had no direction while I was doing this. I didn't even know what I was going to photograph. I didn't know if I was going to do weddings or families or, you know, I didn't know what I was going to photograph. So I was really lost. Like I was kind of shooting a little bit of everything, not really having any sort of direction. You know, I would take anything that I could. So moving on from that, I started to reach out to other businesses, and this is what really, really helped me. So this is actually kind of a tip. Working with other businesses, helping them helped me. And what I started to do was making friends with like wedding venues, and I luckily found one through a friend that was getting married at this particularly new place. I reached out and I was just like, hey, I love the way this place looks. I think it's magical, it's cool. It was a castle. It was like, it has the facade of a castle. And I reached out to the owner and I was just like, hey, do you mind if I like use this to do like, you know, a couple photo shoots, you know, and if that's okay with you, like, what do you charge? The answer I got back from her was ecstatic. She was so excited that she had another photographer that was interested. And she was just like, oh my God, I would love for you to use this place. You can use it for free. We just built this place. We're trying to get our name out there. We would love it for you to just come up, take pictures of the place. And very quickly, I became friends with the people at this wedding venue. And that's what really started helping me. So it wasn't all just doom and gloom. Like I know I made it sound like a lot of doom and gloom, but honestly, it was great. And it was honestly like a relief that I found somebody just in time, that they were just building a new venue. And I want to let you know this too. With holding your own business, a lot of this is luck. And the way that you make it happen is by doing more things, reaching out to people, talking to people. Even if you're introverted and this isn't your thing, look, email people, text people, reach out to people. Like every time that you talk to somebody about what you do, you are spinning this wheel. And on this wheel, there's a little sliver of it that says luck. And every time you spin it, there's a chance that it can hit that luck. So yeah, as this friendship grew, I started to meet and network with other people in the field. Like, for example, I made friends with bartenders. I made friends with the catering staff. I made friends with other photographers and videographers, which now I have a collective network of people that I can reach out to. And I'm gonna be making a second video on how you can do this as well. So keep on the lookout for that. I'm gonna be teaching you like all the steps that I would take if I had to do this over again. So then I got an LLC. I was able to purchase better equipment. I didn't go overboard with that, which is something photographers have a big problem with. They think that buying the most expensive and best equipment is the way to go, and they become gearheads. I kind of did that a little bit, but honestly, I pretty much bought just what I needed for weddings and seniors and stuff, and I put it all in a little closet, and honestly, it's been fantastic. All right, so now I want to talk about like how it's going right now, like what's happening in this moment. Now I'm at the point where I can travel wherever I want to, just about whenever I want to. I make my own rules, and I'm able to make YouTube videos like this to help you guys, or to relate to you at least. I have to schedule everything, and I write down anything that is even possible. Like for example, even if it's just hearsay, like let's say my friends were like, hey, I'm thinking about going bowling next Friday. I'll be like, what time were y'all thinking? And they'll say, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, or 7. I'll just write bowling with friends, 5 o'clock next Friday or Saturday, whatever day they said. And then that way I know I have it already blocked off. That way if somebody reaches out to me and says they want to do a session, you know, I can kind of go from there. Burnout still happens to me. Even though I am absolutely doing what I love, burnout still happens. I have days, sometimes weeks, where I don't want to pick up a camera. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to even think about working with whoever I got to work with. So like whenever I reach that burnout that's not a method. But whenever I reach burnout, I can know that I have support. I have somebody I can talk to and reach out to just about any time, almost at any hour of the day. And that's really nice. I'm getting better at marketing myself. I'm getting better every single day at learning SEO. I'm getting better at learning how to post, how to take better pictures, how to give people a better experience, which is honestly more important than a good picture, in my opinion. There's just so many things that I learn every single day. It's never ending, which is really great because at the old jobs, you know, you would always hit a ceiling. You were gonna learn this much and that's all you were ever gonna learn. And you do that every freaking day. But with what I'm doing, I can just keep going and keep going and keep going. If I wanna try something new, I can go this way. It never stops. And that is something I love. An ever-changing and challenging environment. I love that stuff. Some future goals that I have is I want this channel to help people. Even if it's not about photography, I want to motivate you, dude. I want to motivate people that are maybe kind of in the same field, or maybe, or just feeling the same. Maybe they're not sure if they're an entrepreneur. Maybe they're worried that they have ADD and they're not gonna be able to do this thing, which I've got terrible ADD and I'm a total dumbass. So if I can do it, you can do it. And so I just really want to change people's life. I want to get more like consistent with these videos and just be able to give back to you guys. I'm not making a dime off this. So I really hope this helps you out. All right, youngins, that's about it. Y'all have a wonderful day now you're here. Come back and see me. Come back and see your pappy. It gets lonely out here. It gets lonely. I ain't seen my grandkids in a while. Everybody's too busy playing video games these days. They won't see old pappy no more. All right, I'm sorry, I gotta quit that.